You see all the area now. People come out and they are ready to vote for APC. I was there since 6 o'clock. They are all pulling out.
As far as the election process, Ogtv did a remarkable job. The only thing we can do say is that some polling units, the materials got a little late, but our voters still waited and were patient enough to understand that sometimes it can be like that.
What we have checked and we have seen is that what has been done is to prioritize those who are going into the far locations, so that, you know, and that's why I guess material has just gotten to us about 11 o'clock here. But you can see that the process is moving very fast.
Very peaceful, interesting. You can see people watching and attending the voting. And the voting is going on peacefully, well organized.
While some credit the smooth conduct of the election process, others have mixed opinions about it.
What we're saying and what we're preaching before the election was free, fair election.
Some voters, after exercising their franchise, expressed satisfaction on the smooth conduct of the process, which they say were devoid of any violence.
I really appreciate the work of God in voting today, because everything went successfully. I was even afraid that there should be no problem.
At the time of filing this report, voting has ended while counting has begun in many of the polling units. Emmanuel Dasalu, Ogtv News.
Meanwhile, eligible voters in Odeda local government area of Ogun State have exercised their franchise and voted for candidates of their choice in the local government election held across the state. Dele Obadimu covered the exercise and files in this report.
Residents of Odeda local government area made another history towards political development of the council as eligible voters voted for the candidate of their choice to direct the affairs of the council for the next 3 years. In all the 10 wards in the local government, Odeda, Balogun Itesi, Olodo, Alagbagba, Ilugun, Oshiele, Obantoko, Alabata, Obete, and Okweji, the election was conducted peacefully. Although the materials and officials of Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, OGCEC, arrived late for the conduct of the election, the voters, both old and young, waited patiently for the arrival of officials and materials. Voting commenced immediately as all eligible voters were given chances and participated in the exercise. Some of the stakeholders, including observers, speak on the election.
I've been to almost 18 polling booths, and so far the turnout has been massive and orderly.
You can see that people really trooped out to exercise their franchise. So it's okay. We believe that at the end of everything it will be free and fair.
The people are ready. I just as we are looking, because they say we are just starting here now, you can just imagine the population of people you are seeing here. It means that the people are ready to vote and they are ready to give their voice to who become the chairman and the councillors. What can you say about the situation in Meton? Perfect.
And so far, it's going on far. We are one family. We are one family, and that cannot be divided by on political line or any other thing. I don't see that there are any reason for any rancor or something like that.
In their submission, they commended OGCEC for organizing a peaceful local government election and gave kudos to Ogun State government as well as security agents for ensuring conducive environment for the exercise. Dele Obadimu, Ogtv News.
Still on the local government election, the Ogun State Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, has dwelled on the significance of local government election as the tool for bringing development closer to the grassroots. Hence, the priority placed on smooth conduct by the state government. The Deputy Governor revealed this while fielding questions from our reporter Moreni Keji Shobaloju as she joined other voters to exercise a civil responsibility at the GRA polling unit Ota Ward 3 Adodota local government. The Ogun State Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Salako Yedele, in her words, says local government council elections are more than just a democratic exercise that determine the leadership that will directly influence the community's development.
To another term of good governance. We're looking forward to the people of Abeokuta local government and indeed of Ogun State giving all APC candidates a resounding victory at the polls so that the work that His Excellency is doing at state level will be complemented at the local government level and we can give our local governments the governance that they deserve. This would then be the first local government elections that we'll have after the issue of autonomy. So it means that a lot of people are more interested in what is happening today, and we can see that with the interest in the candidates who have put themselves forward across all the parties and the turnouts. I mean, I've come here, people have been coming and going to exercise their right to vote.
In optimism about our party's victory in the election, the Deputy Governor affirmed that the Prince Dr. Abiodun-led government's giant stride in infrastructure, education, health services and local economic policies are unprecedented. The effectiveness of local governance hinges on the outcome of the council election, and that is responsible for the coming out in numbers of people of Ewekoro and Ifo local government areas of the state to exercise their civic responsibility. Kolawole Osho, who covered the exercise in the two council areas, reports that the people were determined to elect council chairmen and councillors who will be at the aims of affair at their various local governments for the next 3 years. This report.
Local government election serves as the foundation of democracy, which brings governance closer to the people and determines the leadership of local councils who will be responsible for the provision of basic amenities, implementing development projects, and addressing community-specific issues. In Ogun State, the State Independent Electoral Commission fixed November 16, 2024 for the local government election, which afforded people the opportunity to elect chairmen in 20 local governments and councillors into the 236 wards in the state. In Ewekoro and Ifo local government areas of the state, sequel to the adequate provision of OGSEC, electorates came out in their numbers to exercise their civic responsibility despite the late arrival of election materials to some polling units in the council area, as it was attested to by a member representing Ewekoro Ifo Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, Honorable Ibrahim Isiaka, chairmanship candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Alhaji Sikiru Adesina, and that of the New Nigerian People's Party, Chief Oluwasegun Funmi Odunuga.
So far so good, special reports from the field, and I want to compare it with my very polling unit here, Wasumi Town Hall. And to God be the glory, you have seen how peaceful, see how friendly our people are.
It's been very, very peaceful. The electoral officers, though they started a bit delay, but I think everything is going on well now.
Former member of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Adekunle Adegboyega, and other politicians spoke on the conduct of the election.
Yeah, they have. In fact, I'm quite impressed about them because people always assume the state electoral bodies are always not very well organized. But in this sense, I saw so many innovations, new ideas that are shown that with time they can surpass INEC.
You can see it from the look of it. Distribution of materials is peaceful. The conduct of our people very peaceful.
According to the immediate past speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Bolakunle Oluomo, who exercised his franchise at Oluomo polling unit, and APC chairmanship candidate for Ifo local government, Olalekan Kushimo, posited that people were able to come out in large numbers, having considered that the election will have direct impact on the grassroots.
People are out to vote and they are casting their votes, and the umpire has done his best by providing the necessary materials just for people to cast their votes. That is it. Nobody can complain about this election because they are not campaigning. Other parties came here and said, I didn't see people campaigning. We campaign as if we are going to face serious opposition. Where are they today?
As you can see, the atmosphere here, it's a peaceful atmosphere, and you see that our people have come out en masse to vote for the person of their choice, and we are hopeful that by the end of the whole exercise, we are going to get a favorable result in favor of our party, APC.
On getting to Oshoshun Ward 8, around 3:30 in the afternoon, voting and counting ended in the presence of all party agents.
In a similar vein, the local government elections at Abeokuta and Yewa North in Ogun State have been adjudged by the electorate as peaceful, free and fair. Findings by Ogtv news crew in some of the areas visited revealed that the election went smoothly and orderly. Ayodeji Tomori Oluwumi has more.
Just like other local governments in Ogun State, Abeokuta participated in the selection process that will see to the emergence of a new council chairman as well as councillors for the 10 wards through voting. In some polling units visited in Abeokuta, such as Itaoba, First Baptist Church, Ajegunle, Butumbu, Sunwa, Italakosi, elections was described to be free and fair.
The materials came a bit late, and that's why people are just coming now. We have been here like around 10. So the 1 hour delay, I'm sure is nothing but just to ensure that we have a very good process.
As a result of the enthusiasm of our people, turnout is impressive, and the election is going on smoothly.
Everybody is doing things with their intention. They are coming out earnestly. Immediately vote, you go to the houses. There has never been any report of any crisis within the Abeokuta.
Honestly, I'm impressed because from the process of releasing of the notification and conducting the election, appointment of ad hoc staff and everything, I think it's been going very, very well.
At Yewa North local government, the exercise was peaceful as the electorate came out to exercise their franchise.
The turnout has been very, very good, and then the process of the voting itself, the exercise itself has been very peaceful. You can see the way I was throwing banters with the agent of the opposition party.
People, got to the voting center. They had their accreditation, and seamlessly they voted for the candidate of their choice.
The election is free and fair. There's no hitch. People are on the line. There's no problem. Everything went well.
No problem as far as this Yewa North local government concerned. Everything is in order.
Polling units visited in Yewa North local government included CAC 1 and 2, Agoi Mala, Mechanic Junction, Ayetoro. Voters commended Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission for putting in place necessary parameters to ensure smooth voting process. Ayodeji Tomori Oluwumi, Ogtv News.
Also, residents of Yewa South and Abeokuta local government areas of Ogun State went to the polls to participate in the local government election. With issues such as inclusion in economic development and participatory governance, voters urged eventual winners to outline their vision for a stronger and more responsive local government administration. Charity James reports.
This election not only determines who will lead the local government area level, but also impacts key policy decisions that affect daily life. Reports from polling units indicate high voters turnout, which made electorates eager to have their voices heard in this pivotal election. Throughout the day, voters shared their thoughts on what matters most and why their vote should count.
In terms of advice, I think we need to improve the logistic aspect of our electoral management process. The material came a bit late, but so far they've been able to attend to that. So our voting process is going on in various units in our own wards. So no problem. Beyond the aspect of a bit of delay, we are fine.
Ẹ̀tọ́ mi láti wá dìbò nítorí àwọn ọmọ lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la kó lè dáa fún wọn.
The election, as you can see, and as others can see, from their faces, from their countenance, you can see that they are very, very happy because all
processes went well. It's seen in the faces of the people. They were enthusiastic to vote. They wanted to choose their candidate, and I know they have done that. So whatever comes out of it, to God be the glory.
Election activities started with distribution of non-sensitive and sensitive materials to election officers who, in conjunction with their presiding officers, returning officers, took these materials to the polling unit while the process of accreditation, voting, and casting of ballots was done under a peaceful atmosphere.
The election to me is going to be free and fair, without any issues at all. We have 257 polling units, 10 ward, 257 polling units.
As the process went into hours, electorate were of the opinion that the civic rights of the people displayed by voting is a sure way to show that democracy is a two-way thing.
Remember those people queued up this afternoon in the sun and who voted for them. They should do things that will make them easily accessible next time when they come back.
Our polling officials arrive early enough, security officials arrive early enough, and good enough. Before they arrived, we have a lot of people who are already on ground waiting to cast their ballots in this exercise. So the exercise has been largely peaceful and orderly.
As Ogun State indigenes, some National Assembly members, as well as Ogun State Deputy Chief of Staff, exercising their right, say identifying with the grassroots is a way to encourage more participation from the people in politics.
As you can see, first and foremost, it's a very peaceful from what we have been able to gather from everywhere across the length and breadth of the senatorial district and by extension across the state. And as for the turnout, I can say from where I've voted here, I'm impressed with the level of the turnout.
The election is supposed to start from around 7:30, 8 o'clock, but the election materials, they lead. But even with that, you can see the turnout of people. That tells you that even with the delay in the arrival of the voting materials, people still voted to exercise their civil rights. It tells you that Nigerians now know that by exercising their voting rights, they have the right to choose the best person to be their chairman and councillors at the local level.
They have what it takes, you understand, to translate the policy of His Excellency, you understand, and bring it to the grassroots, to make sure that the people see the dividends of democracy. So I'm very, very sure, 100% sure that it's going to be APC all the way. It's a fair game, that's why it's some PDP and some Labour, you understand, but of course, at the long run, all over the state, you're going to see that it's going to be APC all around. It's going to be 20 over 20, 236 over 236.
And still to come on the news, federal government plans manufacturing of vehicle spare parts. We'll bring you details of this and more after this time out. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Ogtv Comprehensive News Package for today. The people of Ikene, Shagamu, Remo North local government areas joined others in the states to partake in the election process. Despite the late arrival of materials and officials of Ogun State's Independent Electoral Commission, the voting exercise was conducted in a peaceful and orderly manner in all the polling units visited. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
The day everyone had been waiting for to take a decision on the new set of leaders to run their affairs at the grassroots finally here. Voters were out very early in the morning despite the late arrival of polling agents in election as the chairmanship candidates of the All Progressives Congress for Ikene local government, Alhaji Jamiu Ashimi, was the first to cast his vote at the polling units in Edition Town Hall.
Innovation, you don't want to make any crisis. You want to do things accordingly. So there's no fear for them.
Voters conducted themselves in a peaceful and orderly manner in Shagamu local government, as our camera lens also caught up with the chairmanship candidate of the All Progressives Congress for Shagamu local government while casting his vote at the Onigbale Junction polling units.
I've been receiving phone calls this morning that people are saying there is massive turnout across the polling units. I have just exercised my own franchise, so I just hope same thing happens across all units. So if we can keep this up, then I think we are all good to go.
The election was conducted in a peaceful and orderly manner at the polling units in GRA and other areas in Shagamu, as the people expressed belief in the system with their votes.
And in this polling unit, which is Ward 4, it's been calm, quiet, and very peaceful. All the agents too are cooperating, and yes, though we started late, but people are patient. So a lot of people have been here. They've gone back to their houses, but some are waiting.
So far, so good. The event is going well as we expected. Everybody came and they performed their fundamental civic right.
Remonot local government also witnessed a turnout of voters who came out early enough to partake in the exercise, with the conclusion of voting around 2 in the afternoon.
A kind of display of democratic tendencies. Things have been very okay, things have been very smooth, very free and fair to all concerned.
So much glad about this. It was a free, fair election. People come out, they vote.
Collation of results was being done at Remonot Local Government Secretariat as at the time of filing the report. Matthew Showme, Ogtv News.
In a rancor-free atmosphere, the Secretary to the Government of Ogun State, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, and his wife joined scores of electorate at Imota Ward 7, Oru Ijebu North Local Government, to vote in the Saturday local government poll in the state. His wife, Mrs. Aderisola Talabi, joined in to perform her civic duties after the SSG has spoken to the newsmen at the polling station in Oru Ijebu about the peaceful conduct of the electorate despite the initial delay in the takeoff of electoral processes in the local government area. Fowora Adesonwo, who covered Ijebu Ode, Ijebu East, Udogbolu, Ijebu North East, and Ijebu North, has more on the election.
Deserted streets and roads, a huge leap towards fixing insecurity, infrastructure decay, and unemployment has been the bulk in the conversation of the modus operandi of the local government administration since over a decade ago.
We look forward to a very vibrant government. My charge to the candidates is that the candidate that wins this election should support the current administration in Ogun State, to deliver the democracy, the dividend of democracy to our people.
With the local government autonomy law, one of the major achievements of President Bola Tinubu, the narrative has brought a lot of interest and renewed hope to the local government administration. From Shagamu to Odogbolu, Ilado to Ijebu Ode, Ogbogo to Oru, Ilaporu, Agowoye Aton, Owu Ijebu, Ijebu Imushi to Ijebu Igbo and Itele, overwhelming electorate trooped out to exercise their franchise. 3 major political parties were spotted majorly with their agents keeping their eyes on the ball. The Secretary to the Ogun State Government, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, and his wife, Mrs. Adenisola Talabi, joined the electorate at Imota Ward 7 Oru after ascertaining their names were at the voters list pasted at the strategic corner in the polling center. Mr. Tokunbo Talabi took time out to assess the local government election in the state.
I'm so happy that the turnout has been very impressive. You can see the long queue, and that's why it's taken this long for me to also cast my vote, because I took the turns. I think that it's also been very orderly. Were little issues at the beginning, which has been resolved promptly, and And my advice to everybody is that this is our civic duty, civic responsibility, and I still urge everybody to make sure that they exercise their voting rights as I have done with my own PVC.
Every politics is local, but the local government election appears one of the most difficult of all elections.
We were told that a little delay in the distribution of materials. So this is my third time of coming here. But from the look of things now, polling booth by polling booth, they are already receiving their materials.
We have some delays, which is to be expected. But I've been told that people reliably are voting in some areas, and we are going to start soon. Our people are even seated there across waiting to start their voting. What's most important is to complete voting, and when that is done, the result should be announced.
My charge to the candidates is that they should remain peaceful. Politics is a game of number. The most popular candidate wins. The loser accepts the outcome of the election.
Security operatives were seen while driver's licenses, national identity cards, otherwise known as NIN, and national voters card were admissible by the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, OGCEC.
We have a free and fair election, and the votes are counted, and we are expecting the results.
We thank our governor, the governor of the people. He has done a lot for us in this local government in terms of infrastructure. That I believe that makes people to come out en masse to vote.
If you have visited any of the polling booths, you see that our people have already trooped out. You know, this is the government that is the closest to the people at the grassroots.
The election went seamlessly, and we thank our people, the party member, they all came out for the election.
Collation of results commenced from the polling booth, while final collation commenced in some of the local government secretariats visited in the course of the election as at 4 in the evening on the election day. Adefowora Adesanwo, Ogtv News.
Similarly, the people of Obafemi local government joined the rest of the electorate in Ogun State to cast their ballots for their preferred candidates in the local government election. Bumi Adigun, who monitored the exercise, reports that apart from the late arrival of election materials, it was a peaceful exercise. His reports.
Electoral officers converged on the Obafemi local government secretariat to receive election materials in readiness for the much anticipated local government election before proceeding to various polling units. The process took more time as they were a bit behind schedule for elections slated to begin at 8 in the morning, but the electoral officers had a defense.
So very calm. You can see we are mobilized our workers, they are moving now. You can see the security operatives, they are here with us and they are cooperating. You know, we got our materials from Abeokuta. Before we travel down here, you know what that means. You got it today? You know, we have the sensitive and non-sensitive, you see. We collected the non-sensitive from yesterday. The sensitive ones cannot be just brought down here. So before it was distributed, then we go down here and you can see we have distributed it to various wards.
The process snowballed into engagement with the electorate as accreditation and casting of ballot for chairmanship and councillorship seats were done simultaneously.
They are doing good, they are doing great. Everything is okay. They didn't give us problem at all. Thank you.
Ìdìbò wa lọ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́, kò sí wàhálà kò sí ìdààmú. Ìdìbò wa lọ dáadáa lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́, a dẹ̀ ń dìbò lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́.
Ẹ̀kú kó má sí jà ní ọ̀n gbọ́dọ̀ jà. Kọ́ ṣe bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ.
Stakeholders applauded the peaceful conduct.
There will be itches here and there. It's normal, but the fact is that the materials are at each polling unit and people are casting their votes. I'm sure time will be extended to make sure everybody does their franchise.
Well, it's not only about being optimistic. It's just that going by the trend in Ogun State, you know that APC is a party to beat. So APC is going to win carry the day.
A chairmanship candidate who cast his vote early enough applauded the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission's organization.
Message to
residents who had come out to exercise their rights peacefully.
Yes, let me seize this opportunity to appreciate our residents and our people for coming out en masse to exercise their rights. As we are awaiting the coalition result, I want to appreciate them for coming out en masse for voting for the people of their choice.
Counting is already underway in all the coalition centers across the local government. Bumi Adigun, Ogtv News.
The chairman of the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, OGC, Babatunde Ashibodu, has described the just concluded local government election across the 20 local government areas of the state as fair and free and peaceful despite the late arrival of voting materials in some polling units. The Oshibodu, who monitored the exercise in Obafemi-Owode, Abeokuta North and South, observed that the electorate comported themselves in a lawful manner in all the areas visited, saying the election was conducted seamlessly and the process was itch-free.
Fortunately, I think we set out a bit late today for various reasons, but by and large, our people are out there, they're doing their work, people are voting. At least I have seen, let me not put a number to it, but I've been to so many polling units this morning, and voting is going on seamlessly. We are at one of those polling units now. I've been to Obafemi-Owode. There was a bit of a delay there, but as I was leaving, I saw that things were starting to kick off. So I'm pretty confident that everything we have put in place has worked fairly well.
OGC chairman noted that materials got late to some areas due to logistic reasons, but the materials were later received and votes cast in a peaceful atmosphere. He, however, thanked political parties and stakeholders for their support towards the success of the exercise. And moving on to the governorship election in Ondo State, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the Ondo State governorship election, Ajayi Agbola Ajayi, has called the Independent National Electoral Commission low in the conduct of the exercise. Agbola, who is one of the leading candidates in the election, cast his ballot at polling units 004, local government area of the state.
You can see it yourself. The system is not perfect. Things are not working. It takes them more than 10 minutes to capture me, who is the candidate of the PDP. So all of us here, you can see the drama. And a lot of complaints here and there. If INEC cannot successfully organize election in one state, just one state, then you must know that we are running to anarchy.
Governor Loki Ayedatiwa of the All Progressives Congress voted in the AP Ondo governorship election. Ayedatiwa casted his ballot at his polling units 5, Ugbo Ward 4, Ogbenla community in Ilaje local government area of the state at around 8:50 a.m. After voting, he describes the election as peaceful, hailed the turnout of voters for the exercise, and was confident of winning the election.
And I believe the people will comport themselves. We are peaceful people in Ondo State. Ondo State has been adjudged to be one of the most safest and peaceful states in Nigeria. And we'll be having our elections in a peaceful environment. And this very one will not be different. The citizens, they are law-abiding, haven't been sad for the past 10 months. Instead, have been very, very peaceful. And they know what they want and who they want. So.
Chief candidate of the Labour Party in Ondo State, Ayo Dele Olorunfemi, has described the process as peaceful and age-free. Olorunfemi stated this while speaking after voting at his polling unit in Ajowa Akoko in Akoko North West local government area of the state.
Seamless, so far so good. It's seamless, and it's, as far as I'm concerned, so far so good. The process is good to go. It's perfect, I can see. The turnout is clear. Yeah, I know. Yeah. My message is that power belongs to God, and He gives it to whoever He wants. And therefore, everybody should conduct themselves in a very peaceful manner. And at the end of the day, whoever wins this election should be congratulated.
And in other news, a historic visit aimed at deepening bilateral relations, President Bola Tinubu will welcome Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Nigeria on Sunday. This was disclosed in a statement on Saturday by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. The meeting, set to take place at the State House in Abuja, marks the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister in 17 years. Modi is expected to arrive in Abuja on Saturday for the two-day state visit, which underscores the long-standing partnership between Nigeria and India. The last Indian leader to visit Nigeria was Dr. Manmohan Singh in 2007, during which both nations established a strategic partnership. The federal government, through the National Automotive Design and Development Council, says it has put in place necessary structures and framework to begin the manufacturing of 10 essential vehicle spare parts locally. It said this move will help reduce the country's dependence on spare parts imports, which currently gobs $1 billion annually. The NADDC Director General Joseph Osapin disclosed this at an event to conclude a 2-week training of auto engineers and software automotive design in Abuja. It said the council is ready to produce spare parts for over 11 million vehicles plying Nigerian roads. The Director General added that the council is working to achieve a local assembly component of 40% from less than 1% assembling capacity currently. And the Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Aribabu, has reiterated the commitment of Ogun State government to adult education towards promoting mass literacy, towards ensuring individuals' development and growth. The Commissioner revealed this during a one-day workshop organized by the State Education Ministry for Adult and Non-Formal Education Supervisors and Facilitators across the state. Aribabu explained that adult education serves as a bridge to personal growth, professional development, and community enhancement, adding that the adult learners come to the classroom with a reservoir of life experiences, motivations, and aspirations.
Examination logistics. So we want to be 30,000 naira flat for anybody. Maybe to the school that has 100 students, 30,000. The one that has 4,000 students, 30,000. And I think that is not scientific. I'm a mathematician. We now adjusted the something we want to raise for others. Because people can do it. The governor will come and do it himself. But whatever we are doing now collectively is now giving me that ability. And that's why they are also happy with us.
In a welcome address, the Director of Education Agency for Mass Education, Mrs. Olubumi, said the workshop was organized to explore innovative strategies for creating dynamic and inclusive learning environments that cater for diverse needs of adult learners. In their separate responses, the AME Supervisor Odeda Local Government, Mr. Mufutawa Jani, and two of the facilitators from Ijebu-Ode and Odeda Centers, Mrs. Adwola Adekoya and Mr. Olubenga Wotade, expressed their gratitude to the Ministry for organizing the workshop, which has enhanced and broadened their horizons and how to add value to their adult learners in their various centers across the state. In a bid to improve educational environment for pupils in his constituency, Honorable Olufemi Adeleke Ogunbanwo, member representing Ijebu-Ode, Odogbolu, Ijebu North-East Federal Constituency, facilitated constructions of blocks of classrooms to each of the local government. Bolaji Sampson reports that the demonstration signifies his commitment to the educational development of his constituent. I report.
The member representing Ijebu-Ode, Odogbolu, Ijebu North-East Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Olufemi Adeleke Ogunbanwo, facilitated the completion of the construction of blocks of classrooms at Ogbogbo Baptist Grammar School, Ijebu North-East Local Government, Monipa High School, Ijebu-Ode Local Government, Ikongba Comprehensive High School, Ikongba, Odogbolu Local Government. The inauguration and handing over of blocks of classrooms took place in the presence of community and political leaders, directed from the Ministry of Education, school teachers and students of each schools, among other dignitaries. Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Aribabu, expressed his delight at the inauguration and handing over of the school project, stating that education is the bedrock of any society and it is essential to invest in the education of young ones.
This is going to bring about better learning environment for the students, supporting the administration of Governor Abeokuta in education. You can see that students will have additional classrooms.
The project are expected to provide a conducive learning environment for pupils in the school, and they are a testament to the facilitators' dedication to quality education and academic excellence of students and teachers.
I'm happy that we have a good representation because we could see the work he has done. It's obvious. Even when it's campaign, you can say I build classes, and I'm happy to be part of this.
Lending their voices in appreciation, students and teachers appreciated the honorable member for his quality representation. Another project he has been facilitating in the constituencies.
It gives our students a sense of pride, sitting in such a class like this.
We thank the government for giving us a chance. Just as the Ogun State anthem implies, share, we promise to always be ready for work.
Known for his people-centered approach, he pledged to continue prioritizing the needs of his constituent, stating that his intention is to curb the problem of inadequate conducive learning environment in the area for effective teaching and learning process.
We are giving back to the society. I know that the government cannot do it alone.
It was also assured that more similar projects like handing over of power transformers would continuously take place in addition to his existing strides in education development. Bolaji Sampson, Ogtv News.
And away from that story, the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency, TRACE, has called on its field local government coordinator to be conversant with safety measures and traffic regulation required for safety of lives and properties on Ogun State Road. The Commander and Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Commander Olashini Oguyemi, made this call at a one-day training program organized in partnership with iTech Demographic Consulting Resources Limited for local government coordinators of ITEX held at its headquarters, Kilometer 9 Olabisi Onobanjo Way, at Jebo Road, Abeokuta. The TRACE commander, represented by the agency's Director Administration and Supply, Mr. Abubakar, emphasized that the traffic management is all-encompassing, dynamic and tasking efforts to ensure safety within Ogun State road corridors. In a submission, the Air Trace Media and Strategies and Public Relations Officer, Akimbi Babatunde, took the participants through the concept of traffic management duties and expectations of traffic coordinators, as well as importance of good human relations and comportment while discharging their duties. He also explained the essence of the training.
them, apart from the fact that they're also working with Trace in this project. The coordinator will be the head of each local government. And they will, what they've been trained here, they will take it back home, train the trainer, they will expose their supervisors and field officers to some of the things that they've learned here, so that by the time they get to the field, it won't be as if to say, they don't know what they have to do or what they are being called upon to come and do.
Deputy Area Commander in charge of E4 Axis, Commander Yakubu Aziz, explained to participants the 4 E's in traffic management, which are enlightenment, engineering, enforcement, and evaluation. Adding the participants, the Group Head of Operation ITEC, Mr. Adeyemi Olamuyiwa, advised the participants to see their responsibilities as a service to humanity, which encompasses street compliance without roof-rack regulations. We now move to the foreign scene, where Gabon extended a night curfew Saturday as it held a referendum on the new constitution. The ruling junta says will mark a new chapter after 55 years of dynastic rule in the oil-rich African nation. The estimated 860,000 registered voters have faced an onslaught of calls by authorities on TV, radio, and social media to make their ballots count, whether they choose a green one, meaning yes, or a red one for no. With a campaign dominated by official propaganda by the junta, they took power in August last year in a coup. Local media says voters' turnout will be a key factor. Voting began late at several polling stations in the capital, with papers still being handed out when the polls opened at 7 in the morning. The 2,835 polling stations nationwide are due to remain open until 6 in the evening. And on sports, Nottingham Forest defender Olaino has been ruled out of Nigerians' 2025 Africans Cup of Nations qualifying match day 6 encounter against Rwanda. Aino was released to return to his club following Nigerians' 1-1 draw against the Cheetah of Benin Republic on Thursday. The fullback sustained a minor injury against the authorized men. We now round off the news with the words of Miles Muro. Life is not about control, but service. It is not about power, but empowerment. Not to forget that you can watch us live on Facebook at Ogtv and Ogun State Television, on YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Ogtv websites www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And for the latest news and reports, check us on this platform. X at Ogun TV, on Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download Ogtv app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. And just before we go on the news, let us remind you what our major stories were today. Ogun electorate votes for 20 chairmen, 236 councillors in local government election as Governor Abiodun commends people for the orderly manner. President Tinubu to host Indian Prime Minister Modi in Abuja to deepen long-standing partnership. And the federal government plans manufacturing of vehicle spare parts. On the foreign scene, Gabon votes on new constitution held by junta as turning point. We have now come to the end of the news. Many thanks for watching. Good evening.